Hello, and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What's that?
Win. Because this week we recommend Rocky 2. Man, does that not get you going when you hear that song?
The music is good. I love the music.
But he's just fucking like training. He's like, I gotta train.
I don't know, but it takes an hour and a half to get there.
Yeah. Oh man.
Although recapping the fight with Apollo in the beginning, I thought was a great idea.
Yeah.
Because I forgot everything.
All of it. Ugh. I'm pissed off. You should never forget Rocky.
They're like, when they're filming it, they're like, we need something to eat up a lot of time. Let's just play the last part of the last movie first.
And guess what? They do that in the third Rocky as well. They do it in all of them, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, the third Rocky, it goes, you get the end of the fight, and then it goes into like a montage of him just like defending his title. So, I mean, did you like this movie?
It's fine.
Damn, dude.
It was fine.
I think the Rocky movies aren't your bag.
I know. I guess not. Like, I just...
I literally like tear up at the end of this movie.
There's just so much not punching.
Yeah, I love those parts. It's you gotta emotionally invest yourself into the fight.
I just
is he just too silly for you?
No, there were some really silly parts that I really like when he's being chased around Philadelphia by all the children. He's like jumping over park benches and stuff.
Bro, I can't wait to get to some facts because that stuff happened to like Muhammad Ali. Like when he ran through New York, like kids would just start following him to run with him and stuff.
Yeah, so he has pockets full of candy. And
accurate, bro. This is an accurate movie. So I was curious. So we haven't done too many sports films. It's essentially the Rockies, which are like my favorite sports movies. But what do you look for in a sports film? I know you're not a sport boy, but
it's not a sports ballman. I don't know. I guess basically the plot of Bad News Bears.
Yeah. Versus a bunch of goofy ass kids with a terrible coach.
Yeah. Who's an alcoholic
but in the end they win.
That they win in the end with some crazy trick play.
Yeah. So you're just like, you need the sports to be like heavy into the movie.
I mean, not always. I just wasn't interested in Rocky's life.
Yeah.
That much.
I like, so, the first one, it's about like this down on his luck boxer that never made it. And then he just got this random one chance. And luckily, Rocky's a guy who can just take so many punches.
He can get the shit kicked out of him so hard that everyone loves it.
Well, it doesn't matter to him because he ain't got no brains anyways.
No, he does not.
Can't even read.
No, that part was kind of nice, watching him learn how to read.
Yeah.
But like sitting there watching this with my wife, she was like, why does he sound so stupid? I'm like, because he doesn't know how to read.
He only got to the 9th grade. I mean...
He shouldn't have gotten past. My daughter is 6.
Yeah.
And she's in the 1st grade.
Yeah.
She learned how to read.
I just assume he comes from a poor family that didn't care if he went to school or paid attention.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
They probably just worked on the docks or whatever.
The teachers just taught him how to smoke instead of read.
Hey, he's a fighter. He can't smoke. He definitely smoked as a kid, though. Well, like for me with sports movies, like I kind of like you got to really set up like the character and you got to get them to the fight, right?
Yeah.
And I love the shit between him and Adrian. They're so sweet and charming together.
It was. I did find it charming and sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like, and it was interesting that he's a boxer but his first 2 fights are world championship bouts.
Yeah. Well, his first because he did have fights before. Like in the first movie, they talk about his record and stuff.
Oh, okay.
He just he wouldn't win sometimes. He just didn't have a proper trainer.
He would just walk around the ring with his hands down, just like getting punched in the face a bunch.
The corner's like, what are you doing? Put your hands up.
Never.
But I love how the first movie, it's like he finally got the chance to a big fight, and he lost, but it was great. It was an awesome fight. Apollo Creed rules.
Kind of kicked ass.
His best fight of his career was at the end of his career, and he's like, "Damn, I don't even work anymore."
It's like one and done, time to retire.
And so he spent his whole life trying to do this one thing, but never thinking about what he would do after his fighting career. And he's like, "Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I can't do anything but physical labor."
I'm gonna go pack meat.
It's like, I just thought it was endearing that he's like, "Oh, well, now I'm this big boxer. People will want to hire me for this like office job." And it's like, "Hey, dude, no, I'm sorry. Like, it's cool that you box, but you should just fight more."
Completely punched out of you.
It's like, can you just keep fighting till you die? Because that's what you should do.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good point. Like he didn't know, really had no direction in life, and like even though he fought the world champ, he's still like, well, now I could go get a normal job. And then he like quickly realizes, it's like, oh man, people kind of forget about you pretty quickly. Yeah. And you make a lot of money punching.
And it's crazy. He only made like $30,000 from that, which is, and he's like, oh, I can buy a house, a car, and
I mean, back in the
stuff.
60s, I guess you could, right?
And then it's like, oh, wait. Oh, that ran out fast. And I kind of love this movie. Like, he's fighting not because, like, he's like, it's not because in this movie, because he's like, I'm a man, I gotta fight. It's like all about, I have to take care of my wife and kids now.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
And it's like, sweet.
Should have just punched Adrian right out of that coma. Yeah. And then he becomes a doctor.
He prayed it away. She was like, I cannot keep hearing you read poetry to me. I have got to wake up and let you fight.
She's just like, wakes up. She's like, oh, that's terrible.
Stop.
Stop.
Dude, stop. I don't even want to look at the paper. There's probably so many grammatical issues.
So they just hire him to wake up people out of comas.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
That would be awesome.
He's got pathways.
No, but, you know, like, did you like it more than Rocky 1, though?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. I would assume so. It's a little bit like, they had more of a budget and it's a little snappier, I feel like.
And I liked he had a lot better costumes.
Yeah.
Like clothes.
Oh, bro.
The fucking jacket with a tiger.
Yeah, it's like, of course he got it. He proposed in front of a tiger. By the way, maybe like the best place to propose ever.
You want to marry me or something?
It's like, oh, I was thinking, well, you want to like maybe marry me or something? But I mean, dude, like,
if you don't, I'll feed you to this tiger.
Here's the thing. Like, usually when you go to the zoo, the tigers always are like hiding. Like, if you ever went to a zoo with a tiger, like, you never really see them. You can see them like behind some like bushes, like, I see the stripes a little bit.
Rocky probably smells like meat all the time.
Rocky is just like, it's like, oh, the tiger's out. This is a good place to propose.
His mouth is watering.
And then, because he's like such a sentimental guy, that he saw that jacket with the tiger on it. It was like,
yes,
holy crap, dude.
That's the way I feel every time I see a night wolf.
Yeah.
On anything.
Yeah.
Like
that is true. That's why you're wearing a shirt with a giant moon on it with a wolf howling at it, you know. And that's all I ever see you wear. Just kidding. He's Knuff today. Well, we'll hop into some facts and they're not really like in-depth behind the scenes stuff, but it's essentially Muhammad Ali talking about this movie.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, like when Rocky spars in the gym at Mickey's gym, and you got that guy, he's like, you got to get faster, Rock. And you have that one guy who's just like bouncing around, like tapping his head, and he can't catch him. So that was a real boxer.
Nice.
Yeah, he's like a boxing champion. Roberto Duran. And in 1979, Muhammad Ali sat down with film critic Roger Ebert to watch Rocky II and commented on the scene. He said, what you see here, if you know how to look for it, Ali explained, is the difference between real fighters and actors. A real boxer can see Stallone's not a boxer. He's not a professional, doesn't have the moves. It's good acting, but it's not boxing. Look in the background. Look at the guy in the red trunks back there, Roberto Duran. You can see he's a real a real fighter.
And Roger's like, hey, Ali, you can't eat popcorn with gloves on, man.
Yeah. Just punches him. Shut up. I don't actually know how Muhammad Ali speaks. But he continued, Stallone doesn't have the moves. It's perfect acting, though. Ali commented about the training scene. The regular average layman couldn't see what I see, and the way they're painting the trainer is all wrong. Look at him there screaming, do this and do that. I never had anyone telling me what to do. I did it. Shouting at the fighter like that makes him look like an animal, like a horse to be trained. So I guess the way Mickey's like yelling at him, it's not how Ali got trained.
Yeah.
He's like, stop yelling at me.
Like Ali would have just killed you.
Yeah.
If you did that to him.
Yeah. And so I guess a little bit more, the article kind of continues to go on. So if Rocky ran like the actual route that he takes, it's a 30 miles around Philly. Yeah, that he'd be running. So definitely probably not what he actually ran in this movie. But maybe, I mean, he'd train a lot.
You know, that reminded me of that movie where they let everyone try out for the NFL team. And that one guy did it. And he just like went on 2 runs and he's like, I'm ready.
Wait, say that again?
What was the movie where everyone wanted to try out for the Jets or something?
Oh, Immortal, Invincible.
Invincible.
Yeah, that's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he just went on like 2 runs.
Yeah.
And that was his training.
He's like, I did it, damn it.
I'm good enough.
Funny enough, the guy that's actually about, like it's a true story. And the guy did make the Jets. And like his big thing that he did was return like a kickoff for a touchdown.
That was part of the movie too.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's like the only thing he ever did, right?
Yeah, that was about it. But hey.
It's still pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, man. I would love to do
that.
Hit
him hard.
Yeah. So, and they actually, to finish off that one thing about him running, they actually do every year in Philadelphia a 5K or a 10K marathon held in the city of Philadelphia. It's called the Rocky Run.
Hell yeah.
And
constantly playing Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's the
it's like the running of the bulls, but tigers.
Yeah. I can't wait because we're going to continue to do the Rocky movies, even if you don't care about them that much. But next year, Rocky 3, that's where Eye of the Tiger comes in. And Apollo Creed says the words, Eye of a Tiger, 500 times.
Oh.
I recently rewatched it, so I know all about Rocky 3. It is definitely.
Wait, so he's not even done with Apollo after this?
Oh, in Rocky 3, Apollo trains him.
Oh,
yeah.
He doesn't want to fight him
Trust
anymore.
me, dude. You love that Apollo Creed comes back. I love Carl Weathers, man.
See, I thought he had I don't know, rip Carl Weathers. I thought he had a bigger part in this movie. Like, I thought this was 3, maybe. I don't know. No,
in 3 and 4, he comes back in both of those, and I won't spoil what happens in 4. So as Rocky ran through Philadelphia, he was tailed by groups of kids. In fact, 800 local Philadelphian children were used as extras for Rocky's inspirational training montage.
I bet they were dropping like flies.
Yeah. And Muhammad Ali said, now that's one thing that some people will say is artificial, all the crowds running after him, but that's real. Muhammad Ali said of this scene, I had the same kind of crowds follow me in New York. Some of the kids who run with Rocky were chosen from Visitation BVM Catholic School in Balboa's neighborhood of Kingston, Philadelphia.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just like,
it's funny if they get too close and he just punches them.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed in that scene, but there's like 2 kids fell over in one of them. And man, they just like cover their heads. Yeah, like, holy shit.
Trampled.
All these tiny little feet stepping on them.
Oh, wow.
And so I guess there was a alternate ending for the movie.
Rock has to fight 800 kids.
Yeah.
No, that's the kind of movie
kids start running up the steps. He's like, get out here.
King of the Hill style.
Or it'd just be funny if like all of a sudden like all the kids are following them and then you notice they all have like little switchblades like running after them. We love Apollo Creed, torches. Rock. We love him instead. But yeah, so the alternate ending had Adrian actually attending Rock's match, and he like picks her up and puts her on her shoulder and stuff. But scheduling issues was the reason they wasn't able to fully finish it. So they're like, you will have to do it.
She just got out of a coma.
Yeah.
She needs to be at home.
And plus, like, bro, whenever like he's in the middle of a fight and he's kind of struggling and it cuts to her and she's just like teary-eyed. Yeah. I was like, God damn it. Here comes the waterworks, baby.
At that part a
really?
Just because of her face. She's like,
Well, no, it's just like she's just like stoic, staring at the TV, like this. Like you could see the like water in her eyes. It gets me, dude. I don't know what it is about these movies, but they get me. And so I guess he did like what was it, 20 takes of him saying, "Yo, Adrian, I did it."
Yay.
And he would do it like, I guess more like, "Yo, Adrian, I did it." But then he finally, like, he tried one time. It's like, let me just be more emotional about it, to where he's like, "Yo, Adrian, I did it." And that was the one they picked.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like his bad commercial that he tried to do.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get it right. Couldn't read the lines.
Oh, man, that was brutal to watch, dude. Whew, that was rough. And for the final fact, I got one more thing. So after the bell rings, signaling the end of the second round, Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers are seen pushing and shoving and taunting and having to be pulled away by the cornermen. Well, that was real.
They were mad at each other?
So yeah, because they spend months doing the fight, like choreographing the fight.
Oh.
And so some of the punches that they were supposed to miss ended up landing.
Oh shit.
And so at the end they were really pissed at each other.
Yeah, getting punched hurts.
But ultimately, you know, like after the film comes out, they're like, hell yeah, man. That ruled that we hit each other now.
Yeah, because it went down to the cards again, didn't it?
No, this one he knocked him out.
He did knock him out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember the slow motion knockout?
Yeah,
They both fall down?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, did you watch the movie?
I did.
I'm just kidding.
Damn.
And in the first film, I don't know if you remember, Rocky becomes angry when Gazzo, the like guy that keeps coming up, "Hey, you want to work at the docks?" Like his driver in the first movie said, sorry for the language, but says that you should take Adrian to the zoo because retards like the zoo.
Oh man!
And then it's funny, he proposes at the zoo.
He loves the zoo.
He loves the zoo.
Yeah, don't make fun of the zoo.
Yeah,
it's the most romantic place ever.
But yeah, that's what I got. Actually, one more. So the scene when Apollo Creed reads his letters, apparently one of the letters said, how much did you get to carry that bum for 15 rounds? You're a disgrace to your people. I guess that letter might be written by Clubber Lang, who is played by Mr. T in Rocky 3.
Shit.
Also, I got bars. And I guess that's why in the next movie we'll learn that Clubber disliked Rocky and Apollo. Damn. I'm not sure if any of that's real, but or if it's just people theorizing. That's what it is. But yeah. Yeah, so I guess we should get into the plot of a movie you hate. I'm kidding. I'm here to turn it all around for you, baby.
The happiest part of the movie is when Cuff and Link make a return.
Bro, I put my hands up in the air. Let's go, Cuff. Let's go, Link.
Kind of hoped he would have like poured.
Still has those turtles.
Yeah, they're huge, aren't they?
I'm not sure. I don't know what Cuff and Link look like now.
I mean, I guess they're just as big as they get. He needs to teach the turtles how to box. That'd be insane.
I wish you'd give them a bigger container.
Well, they're teeny weeny at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, they can't move in that thing.
They look even smaller than they did in the last movie.
He's got one just sitting on top of the other one. He's like, this is all we can do. All right, baby.
That sucks.
Let's get in this effing film. Rocky 2, 1979. Yes. All right, so the film opens with the ending of Rocky. Got Apollo Creed successfully defending his world title. Split decision. Both fighters taking the same hospital. In the match, he's like, ain't going to be no rematch. And then as soon as he leaves the ring, everybody's like, bro, you suck. You didn't beat this guy. And he's like, God dang it, I want a rematch now.
Don't say that.
I love that he's in the hospital chair. It's like, we can do this right now. And then Rocky like, is he mad or something?
Yeah.
Completely
I really like Rocky's demeanor. He's just like, oh, fuck.
Especially when we get
nice.
later in the film and they have the press conference. He's like, is he mad at me or something?
Yeah. He's like, hey, do you have anything detrimental to say about? He's like, oh, detrimental. He's great.
He's great. Is that detrimental? I don't know the meaning of it. But yeah, so essentially Apollo's just wanting a rematch, but Rocky declines because he's retiring because he can't see out of his right eye. Oh man,
yeah, wasn't it like fractured or something?
Yeah, I think it was like
beaten to a pulp.
It was just like off, right? Didn't they have to reattach it or something?
Probably.
I don't know how retinas work.
That's what happens when you put your face in front of your gloves.
Yeah, you should put it behind your gloves. Just like 2 or 3 punches, Rocky. You know,
world-class boxer right here.
Yeah. Adrian obviously is like, yes, he's retiring. Thank God. Even the doctors are like, whew, good. because he'll require surgery for a detached retina, which could lead to permanent blindness.
Oh, yeah.
After surgery, Paulie asks for Rock's old job of collecting, and then one of the nurse asks for an autograph.
Did you imagine working somewhere and they're like, oh, some of the hazards around here, just put on your little glasses because something could hit you so hard that your eye falls apart.
Yeah, dude. It's a nightmare. Like,
it's going to happen a lot.
What if I just bump my head and like my eye comes out?
Oh, gross.
Awful. But then Rocky goes to Apollo's room and asks if he gave him his best. Apollo said he did. Love that scene.
Yeah.
Just like, it's all dark. Apollo's like, what the fuck do you want?
They hold hands.
And I just love it because Apollo's just like, God, why did I have to pick this guy?
Yeah, because he just wanted like a...
Yeah, he just wanted a guy he could beat in 2 rounds. He just wanted to have like a spectacle. So like, because I don't know if you remember from the first fight, like when he comes out, it comes out as like Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
And he's like on a little chariot or whatever. Yeah, it rolled. And this one, he's like, no, I'm coming out to kill.
And then Kendrick Lamar comes back.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson comes out. Hell yeah. So after Rocky is discharged from the hospital, he begins to enjoy benefits of his life's changes resulting from the match. Rocky's new fame attracts him an agent who just immediately like ambushes him out of the hospital. It's like, you're going to make he sees him as like a gold mine, essentially.
Yeah.
The kid comes in a full body cast and he signs his head.
That's great.
That was great. That's so Rocky. And his sudden wealth encourages him to propose to Adrian at the zoo in front of a tiger who he invites to the wedding.
He invited the tiger? That's awesome.
Yeah, don't you remember like after he proposes, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind marrying me too much. What? Lifts her ear. He had a second chance to do it, and he says it the exact same way. But as they're walking away, he's like, yo, if you can get off on the weekend, you can come, you tiger. Can't tell me. Rocky, one of the greatest characters in film history.
He's good. He's lovable.
Yeah. And then you got Adrian says yes, and it's like a perfect couple.
And then she runs away with the tiger.
And then they have like the small ceremony at the wedding, and the guy's speaking, I guess, Italian. And they don't understand it at all. And then eventually he's like, he says something, and they're like, what? He's like, you can kiss her now.
Oh, great.
He's like, oh, okay. How about you just have it in English?
Wait, I thought all Italians did the thing with like Lady and the Tramp with the spaghetti noodle.
Oh no, they just
that's how you get
they
married.
just toss pizza pies in the air.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes more sense.
Instead of rice, they just throw dough in the air. And then you got Gazzo, Gazzo.
Yeah.
At the wedding, asks if he wants to invest in condominiums, where Rock says he's never used one. Because I think he thinks that meant porta potty.
Dang.
Great bit. And I love this next part because Rocky carries Adrian like all the way from the church. They stop to meet up with a local a cappella group.
Oh, that was
Philadelphia.
Great. They're like a barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
Just hanging around.
Adrian's like, who the fuck are these people, dude? You mean you just like hang out with this group randomly? He's like, hey, there are some good people, you know? I don't know. That's my trash can, actually, but I didn't want to say anything.
Don't get close. The trash can's full of feces.
Yeah. So at the apartment, they have what I assume would be probably one of the more awkward sex scenes on that tiny ass little bed that smells like their dog, Butkus.
Oh, no.
I love Butkus.
Butkus.
And, it's just like a very, very little, quick little cute scene. Like the whole walking up like the streets, just carrying her. And she's like, are you getting tired yet? Like, you've been carrying me a long time. And, by the way, your eye hurts probably, I assume.
I can't say anything.
He's too dumb to know pain.
Yeah. That's...
So, and then we cut to, essentially Rocky trying to live the good life. He goes out, buys a 1979 Pontiac Firebird.
Hell
yeah, dude. That car's great. Even though he can't drive, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Just a nice thing to have.
Yeah, because as he's driving to go get this black jacket with a tiger on it and Adrian a big fur jacket and some watches, he like, that was a terrible car noises.
I guess you didn't even have to take a test back then to drive.
Not when you're Rocky. Hometown hero, you can do whatever you want, baby. But yeah, buy some watches, even one for Paulie. And And then Buckus, he buys him a leather bedazzled collar and then even buys one for his own wrist, Rocky does.
Fuck yeah.
That was great. I love how much he loves his dogs.
It should have like glammed up the Cuff and Link. I mean,
Yeah.
put a little...
I was going to say, do you prefer Buckus or Cuff and Link? Dude.
Buckus is real big.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about big old doggies.
I was reading like just kind of this morning, like a synopsis of the movie to see what other people put in theirs. And man, like a few of them really think this dog is ugly.
It's got a huge head.
Like in one article it said the ugliest dog of Philadelphia. And one of them says the dog that feels like it came from outer space. And I'm like, dude, it's just a big dog.
Big
like,
ugly dogs are fun. Just the uglier the better.
Yeah, it's so cute. And then they go by a nice new house. I love it when they're like walking up the stairs. My husband is an expert on bricks. You're like, oh, these are some good bricks. These brand new bricks. And I love it because you have Adrian asking questions to the realtor, like, you know, obviously wanting to drive down the price, but like Rocky's like, I don't care. Let's
Take
buy
all
it.
my money.
I
won't need it anymore.
I mean, like this place is amazing compared to the apartment he lived in.
Yeah, the closet that he lived in.
Yeah, with like completely
So
messy. Something I do like as the film progresses, you know, we go back into their house. They have nothing in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great detail of them just not having any money after he spends it all.
Yeah, he's not good with money.
Not at all. And meanwhile, we see Apollo upset at the fact people are calling his fight a fluke and fixed. His wife's like, play with your kids. And he's like, fuck it. Just throws everything in the air. You don't understand me. I'm a man. I have feelings. Rocky,
what a punch.
Yeah. Rocky and Adrian happily learn that Adrian is pregnant with her first child. Yo, Adrian, you did it.
Yeah, you did it.
You did it. You accepted my seed.
How did that even happen?
I hope you didn't get one of my dumb sperms.
Oh, he definitely did.
He definitely did.
Came out too early.
Yeah. Rocky then goes to his first commercial. It goes horribly. Let's be real. This director's an asshole.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, obviously you should have came in knowing he's a boxer. You had to hear him talk at some point. He does not seem like a smart guy.
No.
So maybe let's just
make it easy.
Have someone else say everything and just have him in the background like punching. You know? It's super easy to work around this. But he's dressed as a caveman, looks awful. Adrian, he's like, Adrian, how do I look? He's like, different. But he can't read. Everybody's starting to laugh at him. The director's a dick. It's probably the most stressful point of this movie for me.
Sure.
Then he decides to do it in a boxing ring, but he ends up confronting the director and ends up getting fired.
Yeah, and it was funny whenever his trainer comes to see him in the hospital. He's like, "How's my face?" He's like, I wouldn't want it.
Yeah, it's so good. I wouldn't want it.
But yeah, so he's realizing that he needs to make some cash.
Yeah, and I love that when they put him in the boxing ring for the commercial, they put this terrible prosthetic on. Here's the thing, man. Just the guy already has like a face that looks beaten up. Just keep the prosthetics off. It looks so much better. Like,
yeah, well, his face all fucked up.
I'm not going to lie. This director, bad director. Bad at doing commercials. Has no good ideas. But I feel like these are very like 70s commercial looks.
I mean, TV's pretty new at this point.
Yeah. So we cut to him learning to read in bed with Adrian while rubbing her pregnant belly. One of my favorite lines. You read nice. Thank you. Rocky, you lie nice. Adrian, thank you. Oh, it's so sweet and endearing. Oh. And you're like, this sucks.
Do you think she knew that he didn't know how to read when they got married?
I think she knew exactly what she was getting
into.
So
should you, whenever you're dating, should you like hand your partner a note to read just to make sure?
Read every. Let's go to a restaurant. Read everything on this menu to me real
just
quick.
One time.
Read one sentence. Then Rocky, he's like, all right, everything's perfect except for this commercial. So now I got to find a different job. I want an office job, but no one wants to hire him because
I've said that before.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it just be nice to have one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a living sitting down.
Yeah. But nobody wants to hire him because, he isn't the smartest and hasn't finished high school and has a criminal record a little bit.
Yeah.
Because one of the guys is like, any criminal record? not one worth bragging about. The guy's like, okay, you're out of here.
It shows him a keyboard and he just punches it.
Yeah. Yo.
How'd I do? Got your memo right here.
Just constantly looking up porn on the computer. That's all he's gonna do. So he then goes to the beef market and gets a job with the help of Paulie. He's good at the job, but it's a tough job, and you can see he's very unhappy.
And he wears his hat the whole time.
I know, it's so cute.
What is going on with him?
And sometimes he has to wear a hard hat, and I'm like, but that's just whenever he's
got the normal hat on top of it.
That would be so good, dude. Oh, that'd be a good bit. That's a good parody bit, actually. But like, man, this job seems tough, dude. You're just like carrying around like half a cow on your shoulder. Just walking it around.
Well, I think you're supposed to put them on the hooks, and like that's what they do.
Yeah, but like there's one part where he's like throwing them in a truck or something. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, that's rough.
Meatpacking is a dangerous job.
Yeah, and like they're not wearing gloves a lot.
No, you don't need
your fingernails are gonna fall off from bacteria, dude. You know he stinks when he gets home. Speaking of when he gets home, I love that, he comes home, he hits the trash can because he can't see out of his right damn eye. Adrian walks out, but he doesn't see her. And as he's getting out, you can see how miserable he looks. But then as he looks up and sees her, his demeanor completely changes.
Aww.
And it's just like, fuck, man. Sylvester Stallone. He had it in him. What happened to the guy? He became too corny and cheesy for his own good. Because like if you watch the first Rambo, I mean, it's just like, dude, Sylvester can act. Like, what happened after these movies? Why did he get so cheesy? I guess the 80s happened.
Yeah, you'll lean into it.
It's just the 80s. Movies became weird in the 80s.
Cocaine became very popular.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, the relationship is the heart of these movies. And I love it.
Very sweet.
I'm such a romantic. It's Valentine's Day almost.
Teach me your ways. I have to Google how to be romantic because I don't know.
You Google it, it says like, say something nice. Like, okay. What is something nice to say? It's just like constantly Googling. But then he's back at the meatpacking plant, and randomly one day Rocky's laid off from his job. He's like, fuck.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's probably like the best worker there, but doesn't have seniority.
No, whenever they showed him sweeping up the floor, he looked like he was doing a real bad job of it.
It seemed like, I want to know, what is anybody else doing in this plant? He seemed to be doing every job at one point. It's like everybody else is like, you just clean. I guess he probably had to do the harder jobs because...
Yeah, the grosser ones.
Well, yeah, because he's no seniority. Yeah, that makes sense. So he goes to the dock and convinces Paulie to buy his car. He blames not being able to see out of his right eye. Paulie's like, sees right there. It's like, do you need bread, dude? Like, do you want me to... I'll just give you money. And I love it. Paulie loves this because Paulie's kind of an asshole, obviously.
Yes.
And he just loves the fact that he gets something one up on Rock.
Like, because he can see out of both of his eyes.
See out of both? Well, just because Rocky's having money trouble. So he's like, I can give you some money. You gave me this collecting job, and I'm good at it, apparently. Also, Paulie, this movie compared to the first movie, he glowed up.
Yeah.
Because he was bigger in the first movie, and like he lost a lot of weight like between movies.
Yeah.
And apparently Paulie used to actually be a fighter himself.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what type of fighting. I just read something that like he used to fight when he was younger.
Dog fighting.
Yeah.
Just to fight dogs.
But apparently he's like, yeah, I lose and gain weight all the time. It's not that big of a deal for him.
Oh, so shit.
I was like, yeah, cool. Also, he plays a great dick.
He is a dick.
He's great at playing that.
He's great at treating Adrian like shit.
Yeah. In the later movies, like they really... Like this movie, he seems better than...
he's a little toned down from the last one.
The first movie, the third, and the fourth, he's like, his alcoholism really ramps up. Yeah.
Doesn't he end up like stealing a bunch of money from him?
Can't remember.
I think in the next ones, maybe.
I remember these two the most, so.
Gotcha.
Rewatching Rocky 3, it like kind of starts with him just being an asshole and a drunk. But then he's like better for the rest of the movie. 4 is where it's just like really... I can't wait till we get to 4, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
4 is wild. So that night, Rock is hitting the punching bag. He tells Adrian that he's starting to think about fighting again. To her dismay, she offers to get her pet shop job back.
She's punching it. She's like, what are you thinking about, Rock?
Yeah.
Punching.
But I love whenever she offers to get her job back. He's like, what if you get a pet shop disease or something?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about?
I think that's just when you bring home a bunch of pets that your husband doesn't want.
Like, you think you're going to get the avian flu from
some
pet shop?
experience from that. Yeah.
I will get into the pet shop job later, but we got to talk about Adrian and her decision making in the pet shop. So Rocky goes to visit Mickey to talk about fighting again, but Mickey tells him he can't do it. He tests him if he can see. It's like, he does the finger test. Like, all right, you can see out of the left eye. Now let me try it to your right eye. And he's like, no. He's like, dude, you guessed. And he's got the line, you got the heart, but you ain't got the tools no more.
He doesn't really have the heart, though. He just has the desire to want to do it.
Well, I think he really wants to do it. But yeah, he doesn't have the tools. He has to at least help at the gym, but Mickey says he can, even though he doesn't think he should, for his dignity. Because, you see somebody that literally a few months ago was fighting for the belt, and now he's just like sweeping up and picking up spit at a gym. So that's gotta hurt your pride a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Determined to rectify.
So gross.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. Determined to rectify his boxing career's only blemish, Apollo ignores all pleas by his friends and family to move on to other potential opponents and demands his team to do whatever necessary to goad Rocky out of retirement into a rematch. And he says, I won, but I didn't beat him. They tell him if they use the humiliation tactic, Apollo will come off as the bad guy. Love it. I do wish there was a little more Apollo scenes.
Feuds.
Because I love in the first one, he's just this cocky guy,
Yeah.
He is the villain, but you love him.
Right.
And in this one, he's full on I will knock his eyeball out of his head if I can. And I kind of want to see that version of him a little bit more.
Hell yeah. Like putting a horseshoe in his boxing glove.
Yeah. Just put little he put
dips his gloves in glass like kickboxer.
Yeah. Bro, so in Japan, they have in the wrestling, professional wrestling, they had matches where people would just put stuff on their gloves, boxing gloves, and that'd be a part of the wrestling. Yeah, bro.
That's brutal.
Wrestling got crazy for a while.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So next day at the gym, Rocky sees a newspaper calling him the Italian chicken.
Yes.
That's a turkey. It's a very good joke. He tries to ignore it and continues working at the gym. All the guys don't respect him, and Mickey hates it. Because whenever someone spits into the can and it kind of makes fun of him, and Mickey's like,
I wish that whenever they'd spit into the can, it made that sound
And then you got Gazzo, the man himself, Mr. Mustache, comes by to see him and asks if he wants to come back to work for him, but he refuses because he can't be about that life no more because he has a family.
I don't sweep meat no more.
Yeah. Well, no, this is the collecting job.
Oh,
yeah. He's like, I can't do criminal stuff anymore. So
sure he can.
I love Gazzo, whatever his name is.
Gazzo.
He's a nice, I don't know, what would you call him? He's a nice crime lord.
He's not even a crime boss though. He's just an underling.
Yeah, he's just so chill with everybody that works for him. And it's hilarious to me. And then we get Coffin Link, baby.
Not doing shit.
Yeah, they're just sitting there wanting to watch some TV.
Hell yeah. I love how he puts on TV for his turtles.
It's y'all want to hear something? Even though they're sitting on the TV. At home, he turns on the TV and sees Apollo goading him into a rematch. Depressed, he goes up to his room. He tells Adrian that he's supposed to be a fighter and he's feeling like a nobody, but she doesn't want him to. I never told you to stop being a woman, so please don't ask me to stop being a man. Think that's funny? I thought it was a sweet part.
Hey, quit being a woman.
Quit doing it. It's I don't know. I just feel it's just please let me provide. It's the only way I know. He just doesn't want to be poor anymore.
He doesn't want to be poor, but he also is risking his life. And she doesn't want him to die.
Yeah. But it's just please let me try. And then there's a knock at the door because Mickey was watching the same sports program that he was, or news program. And he's like, God, shut the fuck up, Apollo. Like kicks over his like little dinner table thing.
It worked on him real well.
And then like Mickey, he opens the door. It's Mickey. I think we should knock his block off. Adrian is very unhappy and doesn't support him though. Just turns around and walks up the stairs.
Yeah. I'd be pissed too.
Thing is, I'm on both sides.
Yeah.
I'm on Adrian's side and Rocky's side in this situation.
Yeah, I get it. He is not good for a whole lot.
Yeah. But it's also like, you know, it sucks for her if he like loses his eyesight. She has to be the one that deals with it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you can see both sides of their argument. But also at the same time, you're kind of on Rocky's side more because like, if I don't see a boxing match at the end of this movie, I'm going to go insane. That's why Rocky 5 sucks. So
there was a fifth one?
Yeah, nobody likes it
Okay.
and nobody talks about it. But we are going to do it.
Is that the one with
Maybe.
the robot?
No, that's Rocky 4.
Nice.
That's that batshit movie. So at a press conference, Apollo is pissed, but Rock is being Rocky and doesn't seem to be taking it too seriously. But
he doesn't get it.
It's endearing as fuck.
He doesn't get it. Anything about the build-up for a boxing match.
He's like, I don't know how to act, so I can't be like him. And Apollo's not acting. He's just like, I want y'all to know I'm gonna kill this white boy. But it's great because they're just like, they keep asking, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get way more money this time. Like, what are you gonna do? It's like, well, I guess I'll just buy this and
buy some Muppets.
Buy some Muppets for my kids, maybe Adrian.
A statue for the church.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I might buy a snow cone machine for Polly. Polly just in that corner, just being like,
eating a snow cone.
I
Fucking love that
glowed
idea.
the fuck up in this movie, baby. So while watching their last match, Mickey tells him he's going to have to switch to being a right-handed fighter and not be southpaw because it's going to confuse Apollo. And it eventually works. He tells him he's going to have to get speed. So Mickey has him chase a chicken.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Chicken chaser. The whole like switching hands things. You ever tried to do anything with your offhand?
Yeah.
It sucks.
I hate it. I don't like anything.
You should
with
try
my left hand.
Just try just for fun. Use your offhand to throw something as hard as you can.
Yeah. So
just video it.
Over the holidays, all my cousins, when I went over to their place, we usually throw football, and they all learned how to throw with their left hand.
Even though they're not left-handed?
Yeah, they all just started trying it, and they're good at it.
Wow.
It's insane. And then I do it, and I'm like, eh. And I was like, wow, I used to be the one that kind of was like better at throwing football. And they all became better than me.
I never learned how to throw a football.
Really?
Ever. I could never do it. I just couldn't figure it out.
It's so easy.
I know.
You just got to do it.
It looks really easy.
Do it for an hour. You figure it out.
But I did, man. I played a lot of football growing up. Couldn't throw for shit.
Is why, I mean, some people just don't have the.
I threw a game-winning pass in a college. I wasn't playing college football.
Jesus.
But
I was about to say,
it was like intermediate, whatever they call them, intramural. And the final play was like a trick play where the quarterback tossed the ball back to me, and I threw like a 50-yard pass to this guy for the win. But it was like flipping end over end all the whole way. And like, it was awful.
The guy looking to catch it be like, I don't even know how to. I don't know how do I grab this? This thing's gonna like.
I think he
rip right through me.
He just let it hit him, and then he caught it.
Wow, that's awesome. I want to throw a game-winning pass. You lucky.
I didn't do a pump fake, so the guy running after me just ran into me.
Yeah. I was always the guy catching the ball and like juking and spinning people out.
I can't do any of that.
I was very elusive as a younger kid.
I was more like Rocky in playing football.
Yeah,
I
just punch you in the face.
Yeah, I'll just use my body as a weapon.
Yeah, you're a southpaw. You led with your head.
Yes.
Because that's ultimately why they want them to switch to being right-handed, because I guess southpaws lead with their heads. I don't know why. I guess because they're the way he says it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about boxing.
Yeah, me neither. I used to love the fight night games though.
Oh yeah,
those games
were fun.
So good.
They're hard.
And so yeah, Rocky's chasing a chicken. He feels really foolish. He has the great line, "Feel like a Kentucky Fried Idiot."
Yeah, hell yeah. I love the idea of chasing a chicken because that shit is hard.
Yeah.
Have you ever chased one?
Also, no.
They are fast.
They are very fast. Because down at the end of our road, like these people just let chickens run free.
Nice.
And every time they never run left to right. They only continue to run straight the direction I'm going. Man, those things can go.
You got to put something on the front of your car that scoops them up.
Yeah.
As you drive, so
just
you don't hit them.
These are my chickens. So we were cutting between Rock and Apollo training. Apollo, who is training his heart out and very focused, unlike Rock, who is barely even trying at this point. Like every time Mickey's like, God damn it, Rock.
He's like, oh, I didn't really have to try hard last time, so what's the deal?
Yeah, well, he's just like, his heart's not in it because Adrian doesn't support him this go around. He's just like, family trouble. He can't focus, right?
And I just wish you'd get into a coma.
And Apollo's just like, lifting off the ground and essentially flying in the air. How fast he's doing his jump roping. It's great. And then finally I can talk about Adrian and her decisions in the pet shop. We cut to Adrian, who spends almost all day only moving heavy shit around constantly.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, why? Hey, there's got to be someone else at some point that works in this pet shop that never sees customers but Rocky, that maybe they can do it on their shift, moving all this heavy stuff.
Yeah.
How about we let other people fill the food garbage cans instead of letting her do it constantly?
And pregnant women are not supposed to be around, especially cat feces.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, it can cause problems.
But then she moves something a little bit and she has a little bit of stomach pain. It's like, stop moving random trash cans, Adrian. Like, she's moving everything 5 feet over, and it's like, who moved it in the first place? Who's moving this stuff? Stop moving things. It's the only part of the movie where I'm like, come on, man. She's not dumb. She wouldn't be doing this. And then Paulie comes in while he's training, noticing Rocky is distracted because of Adrian's decision to not support Rocky. So he goes to confront his sister about not supporting her husband, but she faints during the confrontation, is rushed to the hospital where she goes into labor. I love it, though, this scene, because, Paulie's always a dick to her, because I don't know why.
Because the older brother
Because he wants
mentality.
to date his sister. That's how I put it. He's very jealous of Rocky for dating his sister, and
maybe he's just being protective in a weird, dicky sort of way.
Yes, I don't know. He's weird. But I love he's like, why aren't you supporting him? You should be over there right now. And he's like, and then it's like, do you even care about him? It's like, if he goes blind, Paulie, you walk away. I love him. You don't. And then,
hell yeah, I'm going to go to the hospital.
I love when she has her when she finally erupts, because she's such a shy person. And,
I love it when women start to bleed to death.
Not like that, bro. But it's just she's shy. So it's nice whenever you see her confront her dick brother.
Yeah,
she does it in the first one too, and it's great.
Yeah, but it takes a lot for her to stand up for herself. But she does. It's cool.
And in the next movie, she's a lot less introverted and stuff. She's like, y'all listen to me now.
She really got punched out of her shell.
Yeah. So it's it's not that she doesn't think he can win, but she just doesn't want to see him get hurt and be in worse shape than he already is. So it's great. Love it. While being confronted by Mickey, Rock learns about Adrian, because Mickey's like, God dang it, Rock.
He's like, don't come back here, you piece of shit.
Yeah, if you're not going to train, I ain't training you. Love him. Despite being premature, the baby is healthy, but Adrian falls into a coma because of hemorrhaging.
Yeah, lost a lot of blood.
Rocky blames himself for what has happened and refuses to leave Adrian's bedside until she wakes up, and will not go see the new baby until they can see it together, because Rock is sentimental as fuck. So I'll be like, I gotta go see this baby.
I don't know, you gotta see the baby.
It's like, come on, it's gotta see somebody in his family for a second.
I know, well,
other than just Paulie. Don't want him to take after him.
I get not wanting to see a new baby, especially as a new father. Because whenever I was in the operating room when my first daughter was born, and they handed it to me, I'm like, so scared to hold this thing. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just set it down. And then, I didn't just I put it where they put the baby.
I was like, you just set it on the floor and walked away.
No, yeah.
Clean up on aisle 5.
I said, ew, cooties. I threw it back at the doctor.
Kicked it out the window.
I was so afraid. But yeah.
Yeah, I could understand that. I don't know. I don't know how I'd react if I had a baby in my arms.
I can give you one. I got too many.
That's great. I'll trade you 3 dogs for one baby.
Just give me that bag of Reese's. What's it called even?
Dang, dude. Good thing this episode's coming out after Valentine's Day. Now my wife's know what she's going to get. Just kidding. I go to Reese's every year.
That's
Reese's,
nice.
not Reese's.
Reese's?
Reese's. Oh my gosh, I'm racist. All right, Rock goes to pray in a hospital chapel, and Mickey.
It's a cool chapel.
Yeah,
they're pretty.
I don't know if it's a hospital. Yeah, because he asks like, "Is there a chapel here?" Yeah, Philadelphia has great architecture.
Yeah,
that's something I've learned from these movies.
One of the only cities that has good architecture.
Like, I have never been to Philadelphia, but I will always love the city because of these movies.
That's cool.
So go Eagles, baby! Super Bowl champs, let's go!
Go Boyds!
Beat them damn Chiefs. Sorry if you're a Chiefs fan. Yeah. We do have one person from Missouri that listens. So sorry for your loss.
Wait, Missouri? That's not Chiefs.
Kansas City,
Missouri. Oh, because there's also a Kansas City.
They're not in Kansas, Arkansas. Which I always thought Kansas City Chiefs were a Kansas team, but they're a Missouri team. Yeah. So Mickey shows up telling him that he has to train, but if Rocky wants to sit around praying, then he will too, because he's got nothing to lose.
He's like, hey, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, hey, remember it's 3 a.m. Yeah. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I do love that scene because he's like, we got to do this, but he loves Rock.
He's got to save your wife.
He loves the Rock. So he has to sit there, wait for him. So then we get like a montage of him doing stuff with his wife. So we watch it. We watch Rocky watch her, read to her, write her poems, and pray.
That's sweet. He writes her a really bad poem.
Yeah. But it's sweet at the same time. Sounds like me if I try to write a poem for life.
Roses are red.
You know what? Honestly, it's probably better than what I would write, actually.
Yeah.
And just another important thing, just because, hey, Paulie's not 100% of a dick, because he did go to visit Adrian with some flowers, because he does care about his sister, but is jealous of Rocky because he's got a weird thing with his sister. Because Rocky's in there and he's like, well, if he's always going to be here, I'm throwing my flower down.
Yeah, the poem, I've only written a few poems for my wife. The one she liked the most was, I rhymed smut with butt.
Hell yeah.
That was her favorite one. It was short. It was like 4 lines. Not even a haiku.
I'd really like to know what the rest of that poem was. I don't know how you got to smut. So when Adrian comes out of her coma, like seriously, how did you get to smut?
I don't remember. It was like roses are red, violets are something.
I watch a lot of smut. Let me touch your butt. Let's record some smut so I can touch your butt.
I don't remember. I don't know. It was very well written though.
5 out of 5. I turned it in. It's actually something I wrote in kindergarten.
It's in the Library of Congress right now.
Holy hell. We better go there. Okay. Wow, that bit died. Okay. So when Adrian comes out of her coma, she finds Rocky by her bedside, and the couple are shown their newborn baby, a boy that is very hairy. Very hairy boy. Yeah. I was like, golly, dude. Look like a baby monkey, you know, because they're always like completely like hairless except for the top of their head. And I was like, wow.
Dude, a couple of my kids had hair like going down their foreheads like when they were born.
Really?
Just like a V of hair going down from like the middle of their eyes going and up to their head.
Whoa.
It was wild.
Your kids?
It's not like that anymore. Yeah. Some kids it just happens.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But like it just like eventually falls out.
Yeah, it just goes away. You rub it off with some sandpaper.
Oh, okay, cool.
Rubs right off.
Yeah, just put some Nair on it. But they name their kid Rocky Jr. By the way, Rocky's name is Robert Rocky.
Oh, I didn't know he had a first name.
Yeah, his real name's Robert.
Robert.
Yep. So Adrian decides that she wakes up and says, fuck it, we ball. Fight, Rocky. You get to fight. There's one thing I want you to do.
What's that?
Win. What? Win.
Where's my money?
It's like, do you think she was just dreaming of like, she dreamed out like the next 2 movies and like, damn, I'm going to get some money.
Hell yeah, man. With some fur coats.
Or do you think it's just one of those things where it's like, well, shit, I died just almost giving birth. And it's like, he would never stop me from like, well, I guess, all right, let's break it down. So do you think it's like, she's like, well, shit, like I almost died for working. So like, why can't So I might as well just have my husband. Like, if it's his, it was my choice to work at the pet shop and almost died carrying around heavy stuff. Why should I stop Rocky from pursuing his dream and potentially almost dying as well?
Kind of his job to die and to be in pain.
But I was just trying to think. I was like, oh, it just seems like a plot convenience, right? It's like she comes out of a coma. Now it's okay for you to fight. So I was like trying to think. I'm like, well, she almost died doing a mundane task while pregnant. And even though he didn't want her to, he still let her and everything ended up okay. So maybe for her, it's like, well, I'm fine. It's all going to work out. So let's let him fight, see what he can do, and maybe he won't get hurt.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, kind of how I looked at it. Because it is kind of one of those things where it's like, if you don't think about it, it's like, well, what, she had a coma and changed her mind?
Yeah, she had a very introspective coma.
Yeah. Just like, oh, man, she just dreamed about him fighting Clubber Lang.
Her becoming a boxer, like what was it? Little Babe, or God damn it, stupid. The girl boxing movie. Little Miss Sunshine? No.
$1 Million Baby?
$1 Million Baby!
Well, I hope she didn't.
That was Adrian's dream.
I hope she didn't dream of the ending.
No, that's when she woke up.
Okay. And you know what time it is, baby? Montage time.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's got a montage.
Montage.
Even Rocky had a montage. So you got push-ups, sledgehammering tires,
picking up sticks,
one-handed pull-ups, sit-ups, jump rope, speed bag, sparring, one-handed push-up, log jumps, catches chicken.
Punches chicken.
Make Colonel Sanders his bitch.
He catches it. Colonel Sanders is watching, nodding.
Yes. Yes. Punches
He's doing
him out.
The mustache thing from Kill Bill 2.
Rocky 5. I will fight you, Colonel.
He's throwing his seasoning in his eyes.
Release the chickens. That's what Rocky should have done. He should have worked in a chicken barn.
Yeah.
Just rounding up chickens.
Hell yeah.
So we see Rocky put his son down and we run down the street to Gotta Fly Now. Cheesy, but I love it. At one point, like earlier, some kids fall and get trampled.
Yes.
Dude.
I love when he's jumping over stuff.
Yeah.
Going,
I'm sorry, man. I could just watch every Rocky running montage workout things.
Fuck
it just pumps me up, dude.
Yes.
You got all this emotional stuff, and it all led to like, we gotta go, baby. We gotta fly now. It is time to murder people with fists. Oh.
Yeah, like I was training before I was gonna go into the army. I was running around here, and my wife pulled up behind me in her car and started playing Eye of the Tiger.
Hell yeah!
I got so pumped.
It's like, let's go. You just like pick up the car, put it on your shoulder, start running with her. Yes. Turn it up, babe. I could do anything. So then we cut to the night before the fight. We see Rocky wide awake at night. Apollo in like his dress, like fancy ass dressing room or whatever, like looking at a picture of Rock and ripping it up, throwing it in the trash,
and then kissing it.
All thinking about the fight,
pulling it back out, unfurling it.
Yeah. It's a small scene, but I love when they add things like this where it's just like, damn, this is like such a big deal to these people that they're just like, God, you kind of want both of them to win at the same time, but you know it's got to be The Rock. And then the night of the fight arrives, and Apollo has made a public goal of beating Rocky in no more than 2 rounds to prove the first fight going the full 15 rounds was a fluke. The arena is filled, but Rocky is still saying goodbye to his kid, like literally. It's packed arena. The announcer's already announcing for the TV, and Rocky's like, yo, this is my baby Rocky Jr. I gotta make sure I read him a bedtime story. You'll have to help me out with some of the big words, but that's okay. And he's saying goodbye to the kid and Adrian, who can't go to the fight because of doctor's orders. Apollo is already taped up and ready to go. Rocky is heading to the arena, but first goes to a priest to give him a blessing. The father's like, hey, I can't think of anything to say.
You punch real good, Rock, okay?
Hey, Rocky, come on. It's a me, Mario. Man.
Some spaghetti.
I started saying stuff before I had anything to say in mind.
I always do that.
So the priest blesses him. He gets ready, and it's time to go out.
Dips his gloves in holy water.
Yeah. Apollo seems focused, but Rock is doing his thing, talks about the robe. He's like, nice robe. It's real cute.
Yeah, it is. It's a fun ride. It looks comfy.
It's like it fits way better than the last one, you know. Mickey's like, yeah, I don't understand why you can't get
It just spits out gravel.
a little bit more focused. And he's like, if I don't get a chance to tell you this after, thanks, Mick. And I'm like, God damn it. Don't make me cry, Rock. But yeah, Rock comes out, gets in the ring. Apollo comes out with no glitz or glamour this go around, ready to knock Rocky the fuck out.
So you don't think he's as confident this time because he's not dressed like Uncle Sam?
No, I think he's just like, all right, I played around last time. It's time to get serious. And he's thinking like, all right.
But that's not his brand.
Yeah, but I think this time he's just, his guns are loaded. He's ready. And it's fight time, baby. So fight starts. Apollo is still kind of cocky and he says he's going to knock him out. He's going to knock his head off. And Rock's like, Mickey's like, don't let him get to you, kid. And Rocky's like, wouldn't you? He's like, yeah, I probably would. But then the fight.
The chicken's over there too.
Yeah. Like, hey, yo, chicken, I did it.
Tears coming out of his eyes.
I'd love it. And then like they go into the back room. It's like, well, yo, where's chicken? It's like, oh, we're eating it tonight. No, I loved you, chicken.
Camilla.
I wish it was just the chicken from Moana.
Hey. Yes. Best chicken in movie history, I think.
So, fight starts. Rocky is not able to mount much of an offensive effort through the first 2 rounds, even though getting knocked down in the first round and the second. Though at the end of the second round, he does get to throw him in the corner and just like, fucking bam, bam. Yeah. And then Apollo throws him in the corner. It's like, bam, bam. Rocky said, oh no, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like, I think at the end.
Justin needs to be an announcer for sports.
Just
You've missed your calling, sir.
The fight's happening. It's like, bam, bam.
Oh, yeah, look at him. He's like, bam, bam.
Bam, bam, bam. And I love it. At the end of the first round, I can't believe it. Mickey's like, what? He broke my nose again. But he manages to survive the 2 rounds, disproving Apollo's theory that the first fight result was a fluke. Because now it's fucking on, baby.
Yeah, it's... How many rounds do they go this time?
15. They do all 15.
But they don't always have 15 rounds in a boxing match. That's what
I think they cut them down like in the 90s to 12.
Yeah. Okay.
They got them shorter and shorter. And now it's only like 4 rounds.
With Mike Tyson, the last one of his was like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And they cut down the round time because he's old as fuck.
None of them are boxers.
They're not athletes anymore.
They're YouTubers.
Let's just have YouTube fights.
That's what it is now. That's what boxing, I guess, is. It's weird. Like, because I think it was one of the Paul brothers started doing it. And then all the YouTubers just kind of jumped on the train because they realized, wow, we can make a lot of money.
You could make a lot of money, and I would pay to watch some of these YouTubers get their asses kicked. That would be incredible.
The issue is they all fight other YouTubers who can't box.
Oh yeah, I guess you have to spice it up a little bit.
I remember when I watched the first, it was just like YouTube, like a bunch of YouTubers started fighting, and I watched it when they put it on YouTube, and I was like, this sucks, dude. And there's like the people that were just slightly good at it, and it was like, thank God, like there's somebody that knows how to box here. You get to see it. There's
just slap fighting.
Like none of them know how to do it. You know, I mean, you can't just be a good boxer after training for like 4 months and your first fight's that. I mean, it's like, that's why you have to train underground and stuff like that. But anyways.
Underground like a hobbit?
Yeah. Big old feet. But man, first 2 rounds, great, right? There's just there's something barbaric and lovely about it.
And I feel like they've improved on the filming of this fight because they go into like slow motion sometimes.
Yeah, much cool. Bigger budget. But also, I just love, even Ali said like he loved Apollo Creed in these movies because obviously
him, right?
He was doing Apollo Creed like things, you know, like that. He ain't gonna get me, and it's like winding up his fists. Dude, are you kidding? He's like, here we go. Rocky's like, you ain't gonna hit me. Just stands there, takes the hit, and it's like, Rocky, he was winding up his punch, but that's shit Ali
shoots
did.
Off of his body. And goes,
and like he's like running around trying to catch it as it comes down. lands perfectly back on his neck. So at least my eye didn't fall out. All right. But as before, the fight once again reaches the 15th round. Some great, like as they go through the rounds, there's some great slow motion. It's so good.
Yeah.
I've seen the sweat pop off of them. And I'm thinking like while filming, I was like, did they just actually hit each other for this? They had to, right? To make that much sweat come off of them.
Yeah, well,
there's no CG.
They had to get the crew to get around and spit on their faces, and then they could punch each other.
Spitting. But yeah, so it reaches the 15th round, by which point Apollo has built a lead on points that Rocky cannot possibly beat, though Rocky did win some rounds. Like I said earlier, slow motion shots rule. The cuts to Adrian, like kind of like crying a little bit, gets me, really gets me super pumped.
It got me laughing a little bit.
Hope that he wins. Yeah, well, you don't have a soul, but that's fine. But issue is Apollo wants to knock his block off.
Yeah, he wants to kill him,
which is going to be the downfall of this match for Apollo because he's got it won. All he's got to do is stay away from Rocky, and he continues to hold the belt. But because he's obsessed with it, against the advice of his corner, leads him to trade blows with Rocky despite his lead. Rocky lands like it still seems like Apollo's going to knock him out, but you know, like Rocky's like, this doesn't affect me. I got extra bones in my face.
Yeah, his face is just a bloody pulp.
Yeah, and like, oh man, it's crazy how well choreographed these fights are and like how smart the fight is with, you know, Apollo the whole time just trying to knock the shit out of him. Yeah. So by the time he gets to the 15th round, he's like...
He can't even lift his arms
anymore.
He's
like, Jesus Christ. And as you see it, and because Carl Weathers is such a good actor, you could see him just like the weakness in his punches. And it's like, ugh.
It's his style already.
But then Rocky takes 15 hits and he's like, well, I haven't really punched, so here we go.
First punch, here it comes.
Just, starts landing him and he like works the body and the side.
His strategy was to tire him out with his face.
But what I really love is because he lands the last blow, but it doesn't seem harder than anything Apollo has thrown at him. It's just Apollo's exhausted, and it just like one punch, and Rocky's exhausted, so he like falls down too. And it's slow motion. It's great. You're like gripping your couch or your chair, like get up, Rock, get up, Rock. And then before both are counted out. The Rock gets up.
Yeah.
And he wins. Fun fact before we continue. Apparently, in boxing at this time, they would consider Rocky falling a slip. So even if he didn't get up in time, Rocky still would have won, but because he would have won, but he wouldn't have won the belt, apparently.
Just like an asterisk.
Yeah. So Apollo would continue being the champion, but Rocky would have been considered the winner.
The Rock.
Yeah. But yeah, he stands up. Everybody's like, let's fucking go. Paulie, Adrian, flipping their shit. You got Gazzo with his like young girlfriend getting hugs and be like, I'm a nice gangster. Mickey's over there like, God dang it, I'm about to die of a heart attack. The chicken's over there. And then Apollo's Cruz is like crying in the corner. Oh, anytime that they cut, like when Apollo's getting the shit beat out of him, like his like main like corner guy, like you get to see him getting emotional and tearing up. He's like, get away from him, dang it. It's so good. I'm like pumped up right now.
Hell yeah.
Throwing each other in the turnbuckle, man. I love when they do that stuff. It's so good. Just look, the viscera of the fight is amazing. Yes. But Rocky wins the fight by knockout and becomes the heavyweight champion of the world. In his post-fight announcement, Rocky, who's won back the respect of his fans, his wife Adrian, humbly thanks Apollo. Says like, other than the birth of my child, I don't know what happened there. This is the greatest day of my life.
I'm gonna get a robot.
Yo, Adrian, I did it. Amazing. End of movie. Freeze frames on his ugly ass beat up face. Yes. Dang, dude, like insane how ugly, like how rough that looks.
Yeah.
Great prosthetics.
Oh yeah.
Looks.
You know, like they punched him a lot just to make it look good.
Dude, I don't know. They might have in this movie. I mean, the makeup for their bruising is so good. Ooh. I don't think it's like something that's talked about enough. Like how good, like their facial dysmorphia looks after the fights.
Their makeup artist is just a woman who knows all about getting the shit kicked out of her.
Damn. Well, that's a bummer to leave this movie on. Slut Jason. Snake, bite him. But that's Rocky 2. Let's go into our categories for Rocky 2. The good, the bad, the ugly, the Adrian.
Hell yeah.
The good is something we liked about the film. The bad is something we didn't like. The ugly is something that didn't age well. The Adrian is something that did age well. So what do you got for the good?
The good, I thought the music was incredible. Yeah, it gets you pumped.
It's always good. They use all the same music and all of them.
It's still good, though.
Except Eye of the Tiger is introduced in the third one.
Blasting brass music and like,
hell yeah.
Yes, fuck yeah, man. It's great.
Pumps me up. For me, Stallone just was made to play this part, man.
Yeah.
It's like, he's so good at it.
There were a lot of times, though, I just couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying.
Really?
I guess.
Dang. I don't know. Maybe I've just seen these movies so much. I just know exactly what's being said here.
Yeah, I didn't have the captions on. So it made it a little bit more difficult.
Oh, man. Him and Adrian's chemistry. Just, it just doesn't feel like Sylvester Stallone should have chemistry with any woman. But for some reason, he found the right actress to do it. Right? And plus, especially when he got older, it's just like, man, I don't know.
He's undateable.
Yeah, just feels like an undateable guy. But of course, I'm wrong because he has a wife and I'm sure some lovely kids. They have like a Bravo TV show or Amazon Prime like reality show.
All the kids talk like him?
No, I think he had like 3 girls. They all look like the wife.
Sweet.
I think.
That's lucky for them.
So what do you got for the bad?
The bad, I don't know. I guess it was a little silly sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it was, I don't know. I kind of laughed inappropriately in a few spots.
I can understand that. I mean, he's like an awkward, funny dude.
Yeah, and also like,
so when he gets serious, it's like, what?
Yeah, but I guess my biggest problem with the movie was I wasn't interested in
his life. Yeah,
I guess. I mean, it was. You made it more interesting to tell me what you thought was better about it.
That's my goal with these Rocky movies.
You helped me understand.
I'm going to yell at you until you like them. Or love them. You'd like them, just not love them. My bad is like not enough Apollo.
Sure.
Needed way more Carl Weathers, yeah. Just, he should have been in everything.
We should put him in. We should just get him to do something else.
He's dead.
I know.
Maybe
too late.
Maybe we can get like a AI to recreate his voice, and he can be a part of our podcast. He'll be our 4th host.
That'd be sick.
Host.
And it won't be breaking any like laws, right?
Yeah.
If we use AI voice.
Snake, I need you to learn to be like Carl Weathers.
You're only halfway there, buddy.
Instead of just laying here depressed, I need you to be more like him. All right. So what do you got for the ugly? Something that didn't age well.
Probably the city of Philadelphia, right?
Because it's burned down right now from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, they're like, we want a Super Bowl. Let's tear down the city.
Because, they didn't show after Rocky won this huge fight that everyone just burned the city down again.
Everybody tore down every red light.
They just set the place on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching videos of it. It's like, golly, man.
They're so happy, though.
Philadelphia, different breed of people.
They're so happy. They gotta burn shit.
Brotherly love, baby. They competitive. My ugly is Rock's beat up face just because it looks ugly. Not that it didn't age well. Old boy just look ugly after a fight.
Sucks getting punched.
Yeah. All right. So what do you got for the Adrian? Something that aged well.
I think these movies do age well. I think even
they're just the best sports movies that we have.
They're pretty cool. They're pretty fun to watch, even though it was made in '79.
Yeah.
I can still watch it.
And this one, I think, is the longest one.
It's 1 hour and 59 minutes.
Yep. I think the other ones are like all around 140, something like that. The third one's it feels shorter. It also it has more fighting, so you might like that one more.
I did enjoy that.
But I like that one less because there's too much nonsense in it.
Yeah, there's too much nonsense.
There's just not a lot of like Adrian and Rock in it.
Yeah.
So, and that's
It's not
the heart of it's the heart of the movies for me.
It's not a rom-com.
Yeah. So the Adrian for me was boxing movies. I love them.
Oh, hell yeah.
All boxing movies are a little bit good. Even the bad ones are a little good.
Yeah, like I never saw The Great White Hype. I'd like to, but
never heard of that.
What it's we went to go watch it in the theaters. I went with my uncle and my cousins, and I walked into the Blair Witch Project on accident, and they all just followed me in like, oh, this is normal. And we watched that instead. And I was like, do you guys want to go back to the other movie theater? They're like, no, we're already here.
No, this is a real movie about people dying. We have to watch this.
And everybody had a bad time.
I want to watch people scream at each other in the woods.
Shaking of the camera really stabilizes me.
Dude. That movie the more I watch that movie, the harder it gets to watch that movie.
What?
Which might be a bad opinion, but it's the one I got.
But I did like the one. Yeah, boxing movies are good.
Yeah,
I like watching them. They're fun.
Southpaw, that's a fun one. That's
yeah, $1 Million Baby was incredible.
I actually never seen that one. I need to watch it. It's one of those movies that I get the ending has been spoiled so many times, and it's just like, well, I just wish I didn't know that. I'm trying to think, like Ollie, that's a good one. You might hear about it in a second.
I have seen that one. It was good.
Yeah, it's way too long.
Yeah,
but it's like that's a biopic, so they're always long.
Yeah.
All right, so let's head to our next category. Double feature. It's a movie that goes well alongside the movie we just watched. I picked Ali, starring Will Smith.
Fuck yeah.
Made by Michael Mann, one of my favorite directors ever. He did Heat. Collateral, Public Enemies.
Oh, man.
More movies than that. Thief, which we are going to do soon eventually.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, one of Will Smith's best performances. Yeah, it's great. You should just check it out. It is long and pretty slow, but Will Smith does a great job at being Ali. John Boyd's in it. Jamie Foxx steals the show.
Yeah, that's what I remember from it.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright, Fox. So good. Just some of the best actor. Jada Pinkett Smith makes a appearance. Yeah.
I thought Jamie Foxx was Muhammad Ali.
No, he's like the.
I just don't remember shit about the movie. I guess I watched part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Mario Van Peebles as Malcolm X. Hell yeah. Oh, that movie's so good. Just kind of takes you through the history and great movie to watch during Black History Month, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what do you got for a double feature?
I really enjoyed the IP Man movies, or Ip Man. I don't know how you say it. I'm going to say IP because it makes more sense to me somehow.
Yeah.
But they're really good. It's and the second one, IP Man 2, is when IP Man, who is like a kung fu guy, I don't know, but he fights an American boxer.
Hell
He's
yeah.
like super arrogant and shit.
Sounds like an American boxer.
Oh, it's so cool to watch this. He just kung fu's the shit out of him.
Yeah. So I'm assuming he's probably like a lot smaller than him too.
Yeah, a lot smaller.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it. Love movies like
he does all the precision punches to his so his muscles like quit working. I'm just giving the whole movie away, but it's so good.
I just want to know how to do that. I'm sure those first two movies are very popular. So I'm sure a lot of people that listen to this podcast probably like those movies. I would assume.
Better.
Hey, ding ding, baby. That's it. That's the end of the round. That's the end of the match. So next week, as long as everything goes well and we don't have to cancel or anything, we are going to be joined by Dakota, and we are going to discuss Sicario, which if you listen to our No Country for Old Men podcast, we talked about that a little bit.
Is it the Pokemon?
Sicario? No.
Oh, okay.
That's the it's a how do I explain?
Is it about catching Pokemon?
No, it's nothing like that. It's about, just like helping a hitman get into Mexico to take out like these like drug lord crime bosses, but also like the people that are helping him are also trying to stop like the war, like drugs from coming in and stuff like that.
Sweet.
It's so interesting. Emily Blunt, John Bernthal.
Yeah. I love Emily Blunt.
Daniel Kaluuya. Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, it's a stacked cast. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve, the guy that did Dune, Blade Runner.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
it's badass.
You know it's going to be a good movie and well shot. Oh, bro.
What's it on?
Amazon Prime.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, you've never seen it?
No.
Holy hell. Don't watch it with the kids. But if your wife hasn't seen it, that'd be a fun movie for both of y'all to watch.
But I've seen the Benicio del Toro do drug movies.
Yeah,
so is it the
21
same?
grams. Yeah. Oh man, there's this shootout like at the American-Mexican border. Such a good scene, dude. The beginning of this movie. Oh,
is it sick?
I can't wait for us to do it. So yeah, join us next week as we do Sicario, one of the best movies probably made in the last decade.
Hell yeah.
Excited. So tense, so great. Josh Brolin, just be like, everybody listen to me, god damn it. And if you want to recommend any movies that you guys want to hear, or if you just want to talk about any of the movies we've previously done, you can go to the top of our description on Spotify and all the podcasting apps, and you can just text us what you want to text us. Or if it does not allow you to click on the link, you can go to the very bottom where we have our email. We recommend mailbag@gmail.com, where you can send us some fan mail. Also, leave us some reviews. Give us your best Yo Adrian impression or whatever in your review.
Hell yeah.
Let us know what you like about the podcast. Please only be nice and leave good reviews, right? And thank you, Joey Prosser, for the intro and outro music. You can find him on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And god dang it, this has been the We Recommend podcast. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
Yo, Jason. We did it.
Yeah, Jesse.
Bye.